Hi, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. We're getting back into the swing of things. Easily, gradually, but getting there. What's going on, people? Can you tell I'm excited? Hi, everyone. Come on in, say hello. Come on in, say hello. Hi, TikTok family, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Thank you, Miss Eniola. How are you? Finally easing back in. Happy New Year, Brown. Hello, Mr. Maggie. I got your notices. You should have received yours as well, but it came in the mail today. Give me till Thursday. Don't email me before Thursday. But you should have received your copies as well. Mowakpa. This is funny because I remember when my maternal grandfather, Baba Laimi, we used to call him. If you're asking how is it, Baba Shewa, you say Mowakpa. Hello, Miss Ellen does. And after he passed, whenever anyone says that, my mom was like, you know, so so you know, Nigerian moms and their superstitions. Yeah, don't get me started. Okay, yeah, don't email me no earlier than Friday. But I got your notices. But you should have received your copies as well. The cold weather is not even funny. It's not funny. Hey, Miss Abena, it's not funny. I suspect that some people came from New York or from Massachusetts or Canada, and they're visiting in the South. Y'all need to go back to your North. It's not funny. It's like, what the can't even tell you what my electricity bill is this month. I cannot. It's ridiculous. It's like almost paying 3 times what I normally pay. And they're like, what? But at the end of the day, there's always a blessing. There's always something to be grateful for. I'm grateful that we have a roof over our head. We're grateful that we have warmth, right? And grateful and thankful for God's provision. Hi, everyone. This is the weather is not even, it's not funny. They forgot. They forgot to dust their boots. This is Attorney Abisola Adebola Olalaye. So, just another reminder that lives are moving to 8:30 Tuesdays and Thursdays. So tell your friends, tell your family members. We love to gather here together on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Used to be 9 o'clock, but now I'm starting to see it's 8:30 p.m. It just works out for my schedule, being a full-time mother. And for everybody else, I think people can go to bed earlier. So if you need to contact our office, contact information is 334-341-4475, olalayalawfirm.com. Same number on WhatsApp, text on WhatsApp. We don't take calls on WhatsApp. We do not take calls on WhatsApp. It's strictly text. But you can call our office number, text the same number. We have an app for that. And we will be more than happy to help you with your immigration case. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Subscribe, like, share, follow. Very, very much appreciated. And thank you all for the support. It's not taken for granted. And today, now, if you have not heard me talk about Miss Pam, if you've never heard me say Miss Pam, then you're just coming. Hello, Mr. Pascal. If you've heard me, if you've been on the show, you know, and you've heard me talk about Miss Pam. My dearest Miss Pam, finally, dearest Miss Pam, finally got her green card approved. Young. Woo! It's, I can't even explain how I feel. It's a reaction for me. Hello, Mr. Calvin. When I called her, hello, big movement. When I called it was a reaction. She's like, I'm sorry. I can't talk. I have to go. But to know the journey is to know it's been quite a journey. And unexpected interview scheduling, rushing through FOIA requests, RFE. It's been quite a journey. But the Bible is very clear that he who has began a good work in you is able to complete it until the coming of Christ. That's exactly what God did today. And so please congratulate Miss Pam. I'm not sure she's on, but she's been on before, and it's y'all don't even know. Y'all, I get excited about every client's kiss. It's like getting my green card all over again, but it just I know what it feels like. And so for me, I wear my emotions on my sleeve. When that when that completion just comes and God says, this is it, just like that in this new year. I rejoice with you, Miss Pam. We are thankful to God for his blessings upon you. And I pray that it's going to be the beginning of many, many blessings for you. It's been quite a journey. She's been through quite a bit. But we thank God, the God who turns our mourning into dancing, that brings joy in the morning. We thank him that he has indeed smiled upon her. And I pray that he would indeed smile upon each and every one of us in Jesus' name. Let's talk immigration. Okay, people, what we're talking about tonight, we get questions later. So the way it goes is if I have a topic, we talk about that, and then we get to questions, as many questions as I can get to. So now that we're starting earlier, we were hoping to finish earlier, but sometimes I'm going to have to cut it short. But let me talk real quick about, because that's one thing I know a lot of people are in, I-751. Staying in abusive marriage for 2 more years, question mark. I-751, staying in an abusive marriage for 2 more years, question mark. Basically, if you get, when you get your I-751, you have to petition, right? If you've got your 2-year green card, that usually happens when you had your marriage has been less than 2 years at the time USCIS approves your green card application. If your marriage is less than 2 years at that time, USCIS will issue you a 2-year green card. It's called a conditional residency card. The requirement is for you to go from the 2-year green card to a 10-year green card. Then you are required to file the I-751 petition within after 2 years from when you get your 2-year green card. You're able to file within 90 days before the second anniversary of that 2-year green card. Now, if you have been in an abusive relationship, marriage, right? Even before you got your 2-year green card, the question then is, are you now going to be stuck in the same marriage for the next 2 years just because you've got to go from a 2-year green card to a 10-year green card? Let me put on my glasses so I can see. We love immigration because the dedicatees, and therefore we thank you. Absolutely. Doesn't mean you have to be stuck in an abusive marriage for 2 more years for me to go from a 2-year green card to a 10-year green card. Short answer, no. So let's get into that. If you have a 2-year green card, like I said, you're required to file an I-751 after 2 years. And generally, you are required to file jointly with your spouse, meaning that petitioner who filed the I-130 for you in the first place has to sign your I-751 to remove the conditions of your residency when you now go after 2 years to get your 10-year green card. But a lot of people are subjected to abuse, the victims of abuse. I've represented people that I've had to refer, or after we get to your green card, they come to me and say, you know what, I did not disclose this to you because I just wanted to get it over and done with, but I just can't go through another 2 years. What do I have to do? The good news is this: even though USCIS requires you to file jointly with your spouse to go from a 2-year green card to a 10-year green card, there are exceptions to that. One of those exceptions is this: if you have been subjected to abuse by your petitioning spouse, your spouse who filed the I-130 for you, and now you've got a 2-year green card, and that abuse either still continues or has been, the good news is you're not required to wait 2 years in that marriage to now file for your 10-year green card. So everybody believes or understands or thinks that you've got to wait 2 years after you get a 2-year green card to file for your 10-year green card. That is only true if you are filing jointly with your spouse. only if you're filing jointly with your spouse. If you're filing a self-petition, abuse waiver being one of them, you can literally file your I-751 petition a day after you get your 2-year green card. You do not have to wait for 2 years if you are doing a self-petition. Make sense? And probably some people are like, because I was like, what? Yeah, that is the law. And that's why sometimes I'm surprised that people are stuck in the marriage. And I understand people may not know. And that's why I do what I do, so that the more you know, right? The only requirement for you, or the only basis for you to wait until 2 years, is if you are filing with your spouse. If you're filing a self-petition, meaning a waiver of that joint petition, then, and that is based on divorce, death, abuse, extreme hardship, you do not have to wait for 2 years. You can file your I-751 petition anytime after you have received your 2-year green card. And in abuse cases, your spouse is not going to be notified. They're not going to have any knowledge of what you're doing. Life goes on. There is a requirement for you to get a divorce from that abusive spouse. Basically, just live life, but then you do not need their help to get your 10-year green card. That's it, people. So if you are in a situation where you're thinking, I've got the 751 coming up, doesn't mean I'm staying in this crazy miserable marriage for the next 2 years of my life. Short answer, no. The only reason you want to do that is if you choose to. And you don't have to file with your spouse as long as you have the evidence to back it up. The same thing applies if you file for divorce, or if your spouse files for divorce and it's not 2 years after you got your 2-year green card yet, you still are within the 2-year period. As long as the divorce has happened, then you can file your I-751, even if it's not 2 years yet, based on divorce waiver. But specifically tonight, that's what you're specifically tonight, talking about whether or not you're still hanging on to that marriage because you've got to file your I-751 to get a 10-year green card. You do not have to. You have the power in your hands. God guiding you. You're on your way to freedom. If the marriage works out, fine. If it doesn't work out, keep it moving. And that's all she wrote. All right. Very quick, very straight to the point. If you still need help with this topic, and if it resonates with you, if you're in that situation, we'll be glad to specifically talk about your case. If you are on YouTube or Facebook, you've got a contact information in front of you or scrolling across the screen. On TikTok and Instagram, Miss Eleanor Sanctuary is always great to do that, even on YouTube. Thank you to Miss Savannah. But 334-341-4475, we'll be glad to talk about your case and give you what options you have specifically relating to your case. Okay? All right, let's get to questions. Okay, let's see. Okay. Hello, Miss Pinky. I was planning like 2 weeks ago to go to New York. But then I saw the snow, I saw the weather, like, no more. I'm not going. Like, and right, just stay where you are. Disclaimer. Answers or responses to your questions are general in nature, nothing specific to your case. If you need something specific to your case, we'll be glad to set up a paid consultation for you. We have a promotion going on right now to the end of January, so take advantage of that for the 30 minutes option. It is normally $140 for 30 minutes, but now it is ongoing for $110 for 30 minutes, and we have that to the end of January. About to February, for like promotion, it's not going to happen. So let's do it now. Happy New Year to you as well. 𝐸𝐤𝐸𝐿. Hello, Mr. Turin. How are you? Hello, Miss Pam. Miss Pam is on. Hello, Miss Pam. Miss Pam, let me know if you want to just stop by and say hello to everybody. Send me a request. But if not, I understand. Hello, Miss Pam. Y'all don't even understand. This lady and I have been, Miss Pam, it's over 3 years, right? She's here. Oh my God. It has been, Thank you, Miss Ellis. Chef, first song, got first song, anything, Jackie Moore. Hello, Miss Abena. Thank you. Please like this, like, share, follow, invite people to listen. I think I want to believe that someone sent me. I had a consultation yesterday, and the person said they watched almost all the videos I've done on YouTube, and they're like, okay, and they're like, you do understand you've done hundreds of videos? Like I'm not been counting. But my point is, I really think that there's been quite a bit of information that is out there on our social media platforms that has been very helpful to people. So hopefully you can share, like, and invite, because you just never know whose answer is going to be hiding in any of this videos. But she said no. Okay. That's okay. Let's see. Okay. If VAWA expedite was approved, congratulations. How long does it take a decision after expedited approval? It can take anywhere from 3 weeks to 45 days or something. What I usually do is, if we get to 30 days, I'll send them an email reminder, like, hey, y'all, you approved the expedited request. It's been 30 days since the approval of that request. Can you please, the whole point of approving this is because we want to get it moving. Just a reminder that we're still expecting an approval. I usually say an approval because you got to speak it before you see it. And usually within 2 weeks, they respond. All but one. We just got, we're approved. We ordered your new card. Usually it would come because the C31 card we issued. But one, they sent an RFE, which, God willing, that was also approved. So that's the average time I'm seeing in my firm. Let me start. Okay, let's see. Thank you, Ms. Abena. Yep. Hello, Miss Gila. Happy Tuesday to you as well. Yes, only general information, nothing specific to your case. If you need something specific, then you've got to do a proper paid consultation. Okay, so let's see. Hello, TikTok family. What's going on, people? Okay, let's see. About to apply for visitor visa to Nigeria. Anything I should know? Like what? I don't know what I should tell you about my sweet country. Home is always home. I guess Nigeria is a beautiful place to visit. So obviously, just like in any country, there's some places you want to stay away from. But I'm assuming that if you're going to see someone who's inviting you or whatever the case may be, they've got you covered. So yeah. But I hope you have fun. What about immigration? What about it? Let's see. Oh, y'all know TJ on TikTok too. TJ TJ is, can you hear the silence? Listen. Quiet. TJ is on, I call him the unpaid traveling athlete for now. You better make money with all this. But TJ is on school basketball tournament. So she dialect today. Very, very busy. Very busy, unemployed 13-year-old. I've never seen. Yeah, but I will pass the message across. Yeah, you can go ahead and put your question here. Let's see. Hello, Miss Delia. Everybody on TikTok is saying congrats, Miss Pam. Any changes with immigration laws with 2024 elections? Y'all, please do yourself a favor and listen to all the debates. You're hearing what those candidates will do if they are elected. And if you're, please hear me loud. If you hear nothing else tonight, hear this. If there is anything that you qualify for, please do not wait until a new administration goes in, because every single administration changes immigration policies. Something gives. The devil, we know right now. Do yourself a favor and file your petitions. Most of the time, policies are not retroactive. So if you qualify for something, please go ahead. Or if you're not sure, have a consultation and know what you qualify for. Okay. Let's see. Where's my office located? We are located in Alabama, but I represent immigration clients in all states. Parole at the southern border, cannot adjust status through marriage, having pending asylum. It would depend on if you're classified as an arriving alien married to a citizen. Your best bet is to sit down with a lawyer. If you have a lawyer, discuss that option with your lawyer. How long does it take to get a visa for a spouse residing outside the United States? I'm a green card holder. It is taking quite a while. And then based on the priority dates, you've got to look at visa bulletin priority dates. And talking of priority date, let me see if we've got any change. Y'all, I sit down waiting for each month's visa bulletin okay, monthly. So because I have, for instance, I've got quite a bit of national interest waiver. Now we'll talk some about national interest waiver next week, but national interest waiver real quick is about you filing a self-petition yourself. It's an employment-based green card process where you file it yourself, and if you get approved, you're able to apply for a green card as long as your priority date is current. So we've got quite a number of approved national interest waiver cases from last year. We're just waiting for the visa numbers to become available, meaning priority dates to move quickly so we can file green card applications with that. Do you offer free consultation? No. This is my equivalent of free consultation. Let's see. Let's see. Do you do joint motion to reopen? Reopen what? Reopen a removal order, reopen BIA decision, reopen what? Can someone who is 71 years old but does not speak English be granted citizenship? There are exemptions to the English language and civics test. So if you go on USCIS.gov, if you look in the the instructions for the citizenship application, so that's a very, very simple research you can do. Exemptions for I think one is 50, and then if you've been here for 20 years or thereabout, and then 55, you've been here for 15 years, or maybe mixing it up. Then you based on your age, you may be eligible to take the test in your native language. And then if you have some kind of medical reasons to be exempt from both English and civics tests, if you're qualified, that's another exemption. So you go ahead and do that research and you'll be able to find that. Love the glasses. Thank you. Any question about how long things are taking as far as USCIS processes? Those questions will not be answered because that's an easy search that you can do online. Can you apply for asylum if you've been deported before? If you've been deported before and you come back in, that's something you want to talk to a lawyer about. So keep in mind, y'all, some questions are not just yes, no answers. And disclaimer again, nothing specific to your case, general information. Okay. Happy New Year, lovely divine emperor. I love that. Welcome. She's new here. You're welcome. How do you know USCIS received your documents? If you sent it through trackable mail and you have your confirmation that was delivered. If you're waiting on If it's a new filing you send, then obviously you'll send your notices. But if you're still waiting, one of the things I like to do is when I file applications with USCIS for my clients, I prefer to, they send me money orders, we write business checks out, because then I can tell when USCIS cashes the check. That's usually my first confirmation that, okay, we're good to go. And then, but one thing I always do is whenever I send anything to immigration, to the court, to the USCIS, it's got to be sent trackable mail. Most of the time it's USPS. Sometimes I use FedEx, but it's got to be signed for. So I have that record, and that has been saving grace in quite a number of requests for service requests to reopen without having to do a formal I-290B. So that's what I usually advise to do. Okay, let's see. I can't think I jumped. You just like to come and be looking at your pretty face. That's it. Thank you. Do you also help someone in Canada? No, I only practice immigration law in the United States. How much is your consultation? Normally it's 30 minutes, 140, 45 minutes, 210, 1 hour, 250. We have a promotion for the 30 minutes option for $110 going on through January. Is it possible for someone to receive a VAWA case notice of approval without online status? Is that possible? Yes, because USCIS does not necessarily update their case status online. It doesn't update all the time. I've got, not very often, but I've got about 2 clients who have the green cards and it's still saying we scheduled your interview. But, but rarely does that happen. But if you got your approval, then what does it matter whether it updates, as long as you have your evidence in your hand? Let's see. Do I need an invite to go visit Niger or Ghana? I don't think you do. Those countries, which I'm Nigerian, it's a lot easier to get visas to go visit us there. But if you have someone you're going to see, then that's great. Okay. Can I apply to renew my passport although I overstayed my stay but I'm married to a U.S. citizen? Applying to renew your passport has nothing to do whether you're married, who you're married to. That has to do with your country, your consulate in the United States. So that has nothing to do with you overstaying. So that's a question for, you just have to, I don't know what country you're from, but you find out how to renew your passport through your own embassy or consulate here. Is it advisable to travel out of the state with asylum parole? Let's see, I have a video. I have a video of y'all wondering, okay, why is she talking about advanced parole and making sure? Because y'all, I have a client who traveled with an expired advanced parole. Had no clue, did not tell me nothing. We're dealing with that now. So don't assume that your document is valid. Don't assume that you have, and that's one of the assumptions, because people always think I have that work permit. That work permit also doubles as an advanced parole. Please understand, there are some work permits that are not the advanced parole. If you look at your work permit and it says not valid for re-entry, that means it is not valid for re-entry. It is not advanced parole. Unless it says also serves as I-512, it is not a combo card. Please. I'm smiling, but I'm crying inside because I still cannot believe. That's why you have to know. So whether it's advisable for you to travel, I cannot give you any advice outside of being my client, because it's a very, very fact-based, specific, case-specific issue. General information is as long as your advance parole is valid. If you're talking about asylum, as long as you're not going back to the same country you're seeking asylum from, or you sought asylum from, speak with your lawyer before you go. Do all that before you step out. So whether it's advisable, that's not something I can tell you. Can I file for citizenship now if you qualify? Let's see. What could cause an I-131 denial after I-360 approval and request for initial evidence for I-45? I don't know. Wait to get your the denial notice. I'm a U.S. citizen. Can I file for my first wife abroad after a divorce with my second wife? I don't generally. You should be able to do that. If you've got concerns, sit down with a lawyer to discuss your case. Okay, let's see. After I get my social through VAWA, what's the next step? What do you mean, what's the next step? Please, I need your assistance. I lost my 10-year green card. You can contact our office at 334-341-4475. Or text us. Lydia, my assistant, helps me with taking notes, and because sometimes your questions become our posts in the sense of it. We have recurring question, very, very similar question that we try to address that in the post. So she takes note of what, if it texts, she gets to that at the end of this show. What's the best route for a green card as an F1, F2 visa holder? Best route is to sit down with a lawyer and discuss your options. Okay. Can I get AP by VAWA if I'm in removal proceedings for an asylum denied before? Sometimes, nothing specific to your case, sometimes USCIS will actually approve your I-131, even if you are in removal proceedings, which they shouldn't, but sometimes they do. But I would say that if they do, then you probably do not want to travel without trying to either you're telling me, so you're in court. I would assume that it's on administrative closure. So if you really think that your case is a good case in the sense of strong case as far as VAWA is concerned, then you may look into seeking to terminate proceedings in immigration court. Or unless you're using it as a backup plan. If that's the case, then I would just be very, very cautious traveling with that, even if you get it. Okay. Can someone without green card but with work permit claim Social Security benefits after retirement? You're delving into public charge. So that's one thing you want to be careful about. Can we change the status can we change our status in I-485 denied? What do you mean? Can you change your status in? Or you mean if I-485 denied? Change your status to what? If your I-485 isn't denied? I was issued a note and given AP. Can I travel outside U.S.? Is it safe for me? Same response that I said, but in your case, if you have annoyed, let me put it this way. If I have a client that has AP, wants to travel, and we get annoyed, please understand that that client is going to sign that I advise them not to travel anywhere until we've addressed this and we'll wait for a decision. That would be what I would say to my client. Okay. Miss Pam says, thank you, guys. I like your happy spirit. Thank you. Well, that can change real fast. VAWA approved April 2023. Congratulations. Medical was done in June 2023. How soon should I expect green card? That's not a question I can answer. That's up to USCIS and the field office that requested that, or if it's National Benefit Center. It depends on how long, how much cases and how backlogged they are. VAWA C9 category, I got prima facie and combo card. Do I receive second prima facie until VAWA approved? You're going to receive second and third and fourth and fifth. It doesn't. The number of prima facie determinations you receive has nothing to do with whether or not your VAWA is going to get approved. It's just that because your VAWA case is still pending, you are going to continue receiving not the prima facie until they make a decision on your VAWA case. Love you. Your hair is like, thank you, Nana. Appreciate that. Okay, let's go to Facebook. My oldest kid is SJ. He's probably watching. He just won't say anything. That's my quiet kid. That's the kind of kid you want as a first child. When God gives you, one child like, oh yeah, wow, okay. I mean, very, very great baby, very, very easygoing. I can do 10 more. That's that's the kind of first. And then God now gives you TJ. And you're like, Papa God. Yes, but thank you for asking. That's just gone back to, he's a freshman in college, so he's gone back to school. C9 work permit is 2 years or 5 years, and how long is it taken? Thought October 2023. Receipt, then transfer notice from Nebraska to Vermont. Is that normal? Every single one who files a VAWA petition, listen carefully. I got that question all the time. What does it mean, transfer notice? What is going on? Every single one who files a VAWA case, you're going to get transfer notice. Basically, they're transferring because VAWA is adjudicated at the Vermont Service Center. Because of backlogs, and now you can see that it's really making sense now why they did that. VAWA notices were taking upwards of 3-4 months to be issued. USCIS decided to separate the filing location and the adjudication location. So now you file in Nebraska Service Center, they issue the notices, then they transfer the file to the service center that has jurisdiction over VAWA cases, which is the Vermont Service Center. Then they notify you by sending you the transfer notice that it's been transferred to the office that has jurisdiction over your case. That office will be in contact with you should they need to. That's the whole thing about transfer notice. It's nothing to worry about and it doesn't make any difference. It's just telling you that now it's at the Vermont Service Center. And if you file a C9 category work permit, not based on VAWA, C9 is based on adjustment of status, then, and if you file it now you're going to get a 5-year work permit rather than 2-year work permit. Okay. Good evening. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Let's see. Official Babs. Are you in the country? Let me see. Is that you? If you're still on, Official Babs, send me a video request. Are you in the country? Oh my God, I'm good. Okay, see, this is how I get excited about. This is how I get excited. If that is you, Mr. Alade, send me a video request. I hope you're still on. I'm just getting to Instagram. But could you get this one now? You should, although the jet lag and is that you? Send me a video request. I hope you're still on. Look at me smiling like y'all don't understand how If that's him, anyway, if it's still on, he'll tell you his story himself. Okay. Eminon Kim is started by let's see. Official Babs, if that's you, send me a video request. I need you to come on. I really need you to come on. Let's see. Oh, weather is visiting. It's so cool. It's not fun. Y'all can take your weather. It's not even funny. Let's see. Basic 9. Okay, I think that was you that just asked a question, right? Yeah. Don't be playing games. Okay. Green card was denied an application for motion to reopen case with. Okay. Green card was denied last. An application for motion to reopen case with sufficient evidence to prove decision error. I don't Lily 99, I don't understand your question. I remember Miss Pam. Yes. Looking forward to talking to you Friday. Okay. Based on your username, I don't know who that is, but now you got me curious. But looking forward as well. I would like your assistance. Miss Eleanor has been kind enough to put that contact information, but it's 334-341-4475. If you go on my website, olalayalawfirm.com, you will see right there. It's my website. Listen, I have the attention span of a 2-year-old. If I'm looking for something on the website and I don't find it, that's first glance, I'm out. That's my idea for it's very, very, user friendly. It's on the first page. My label is just, how anyone have that issue? Because I have very sensitive skin. So if I have a label and I haven't taken it off, it itches me like crazy. But 334-341-4475. Let's see. Hello, Wowo boy. He is able and faithful to complete it. You better believe it. Yes. Okay. Just trying to make me some more questions as much as is it possible to travel out of America with asylum? I think that's the same question. Okay, same question. Can you file I-751 self-petition 2 years after divorce? 2 years after divorce. You can file it anytime. If you don't file it within, you can file it anytime. So the self-petition, you can file it anytime. That's basically, Mr. Ochina, that's basically what we talked about this evening. Although specifically about abuse, but the same thing applies to the divorce waiver as well. Let me see. Is that Mr. Lade is in the country? Let's see. Okay. Sorry, people. I'm trying to. I get excited about my clients. I'm telling you, in this case, y'all, you don't even know the odds that were against them. You have no idea. But the thing about me is, if you permit me, there's no guarantee in anything. But the one thing I always know that we all just always agree in is when, just like Miss Pam, we agree in faith. We agree in faith that God will go before you. And Miss Pam is a living testament, and she will tell you because. Oh Lord, just thinking about the craziness. Miss Pam, so, but that's just me. I just believe that we're all human, and the one who gave us breath, God, the ultimate creator, the invisible, who does the impossible. the creator that is without a creator, he created himself and everything else. If he goes before you, there's nothing anyone can do to stop it. Nothing. And I truly believe in that. So I always just end up like, hey, listen, we've got to touch this, talk about this, potential issue, potential this. But at the end of the day, I tell my clients, we're going to agree in faith. Whether you're Muslim, you're Christian, we're all serving the same God. God will go before us and we'll leave it in his hands. We'll leave it in his hands. He will show up for you at that appointed time. And Mr. Ladi, I hope you're the one. If you're in the U.S. now, first of all, I'm sure you're shocked with the cold because it's going to be in New England side. So welcome to America. It's nothing like it. 30 months. My friend filled her and she has not been given her work authorization. What can she do? 30 months? 30 months that she filed. She needs to talk to a lawyer. Do you do VAWA cases? Yes, we do. Oh, 3 months. So it's going to like 30 months is no big deal. Yeah, it could take 9 months for them to get work permit. And I've had some issued in 10 days. It just depends. Happy New Year, Basayo. Oh, thank you, Senator Shirley. Hello, Mr. 𝐸𝐵𝐸𝐸. Happy New Year. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, Najalewa. Shall everybody? Well, okay. This lady's doing something. I'm going to know those two. There's something. She was on Miss Ellen. She was on YouTube. Come on, leave her alone. Our favorite Olale and firm staff is TJ. It'll be good if you actually did some work. I was telling him yesterday, I went speaking from work, from school, and like, TJ, I've got a meeting in 15 minutes. He goes, well, but I haven't finished my practice. Like, listen, boy, this is what pays the bill. Okay, well, your daddy pays your tuition, but you live in my house. And I was like, I thought, y'all, if you have kids, y'all, have you thought of the fact that we are our kids' personal assistants? Y'all think about that? Because it's like my whole schedule outside of court revolves around this kid. Gotta pick him up, cook for him, wash, not his washing his dishes, finally, do his laundry, make sure his clothes are clean, drive him to a soccer tournament, even his dad. You know, it's amazing because my ex-husband is a medical doctor, so he's got his own clinic. So imagine going to work and being the boss and telling people to do, and then coming back home and one 13-year-old is telling you what to do. America. Let's just leave that alone. Because it's like, look, I more money. I want to be TJ when I grew up. So yes, he's my boss. He is my boss. You are in the right place at the right time. Thank you. That's my boss, I'm telling you. I can't, Lex. If you lost your green card, please call us at 334-341-4475. What number to book consultation? 334-341-4475. All our information, contact is on our page. Okay. Thank you, Mr. 𝐸𝐵𝐸𝐸. Mr. 𝐸𝐵𝐸𝐸𝐸. Let's see. Is it agbalumo season? What is agbalumo called in English? Do you know, y'all? Is it cherry? Well, our version of cherry, I think. I don't know. Whatever it is, whoever's coming from Niger, please bring me agbalumo. Like I was going to say give you free consultation. No, I won't do that. Just because you love me. How long can a spouse of a U.S. citizen wait to apply for citizenship after getting 10 years green card? If you're still married to the citizen, you're still married to a union, then you're qualified 3 years after you become a green card holder. Meaning, if you look at your green card, that date that has resident since 3 years from that date, you can file within 90 days before the 3 years anniversary. Okay. Yes, Ms. Anna, this is free consultation. Let's see. Hello, Ms. Olu. If the first green card given to you was 10 years because your marriage is over 2 years with an American citizen, when will you apply for citizenship? Same thing applies. It's not about how long you've been married. your eligibility for citizenship has nothing to do with the length of your marriage. It has to do with how long you've been a green card holder for. So the effective date of counting the 3 years or the 5 years, whichever applies, is that date that has resident since. That is where you start to count the 3 years or the 5 years eligibility. That's the easiest way to put it, or to think about it, I should say. What are the things they're going to ask? What are the questions they're going to ask for I-130 interview? What are the questions that they're going to ask? Okay, how many times do you want to repeat that? If you go on Instagram page and in our bio, I have a link to sample questions. There are about 100 questions there. You can, it's free download, free ebook. Download it and practice that. That's out there for everybody. Good evening, Miss Olu. How are you? Are you the one who sent your code from your end to my end? Miss Olu, we've got a lot of notices today. If I haven't seen it, but if it's in there on your end, also look out. They may send you a copy as well. Can you transfer a VAWA I-485 to an approved EB2 national interest waiver I-140, depending on if you are eligible? Because your underlying basis, there has to be continuity in that. If you filed the, it gets tricky, because if you're going from the employment based to family based, you're married to a citizen, then you don't need to be in status. But if you're going from family based to employment based, because you're required to maintain status, the question then becomes: are you going? If you had filed your I-485 through the VAWA case, and while you were in valid status, then the argument can be made that you haven't broken the continuity because you filed before being out of status. However, employment petitions require you to maintain valid status at the time you file the I-485. But if you were already out of status when you file the 485, then you cannot transfer, because you have to maintain status for you to qualify under the employment route. And it gets confusing, but that's just the summary of that. If you will have more questions, then you probably want to discuss with your attorney. I'm assuming you have an attorney. If not, speak with one. Thank you, Mr. Elijah. Okay, let's see. Well, she need a visa to go to Nigeria. Who was just asking how to get a visa. But I think there's also an option now. I don't do Nigerian immigration, so this is just, But I think people have the option of actually getting to Nigeria and applying for a visa upon arrival or something. Don't quote me on that. I don't know, but I think so. I just got my 10 years green card through VAWA. Congratulations. Can I file for my kids' green card immediately? As long as the kids are eligible, then you should be able to do that. Okay, Mr. Bennett says, yes, you need a visa to go to Ghana. So there you have it. Yes, Ms. No, yes, that actually happened. It did happen. Yep. Is there a better way of making your parents visit you without being denied at the embassy? Probably a letter or a supporting document that can take along. You can always do that. There's no guarantee. Keep in mind, visas, all immigration benefits in the United States are privilege. It's not a right. So writing letters can help. Maybe explain the reason of the visit, but nothing guarantees anything. Okay. My case has been, you mean your card? It's been expired for years. I filed 8 months extension, but it gave me just only, is that right? And can I file for citizenship with the 12 months? Okay. I'm assuming, Mixed Crown, I'm assuming you've got an I-751 pending and your card has expired. And now, when you said they gave you, I'm assuming you went to get a stamp, because USCIS is issuing a 48-month extension. So if that extension as if 4 years has lapsed since your card expired, the best you're going to get is the 1 year stamp in your passport. And if you're eligible, if you're already out of the four, I'm assuming that, and if that's the case, and you're out of the 4 year extension, you definitely know more than 5 years since you got your green card. That should make you eligible for citizenship. When is the right time to ask an employer for H-1B visa or sponsorship? Like yesterday, lottery system is going to start the first week in March. So if they're going to be doing that for you, you want to know by now. Employment based, my green card is pending. I've traveled out and back with my advanced parole. How often can I travel with it before it expires? That really, the form asks you how many trips you're. Is it one trip or more than one trip? But the card itself, it doesn't really limit the number of trips as long as it's not expired. And just through your law, and my travel with expired advanced parole is like a nightmare. Really, when I got that call, like no. That's what matters. Just make sure. But if you travel excessively, then you're going to raise red flags at the port of entry. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay, I don't see Mr. He's probably the one. All right, so I think what we're going to do, how much is consultation? It's 140, 30 minutes to 10, 45 minutes to 50 an hour. Any discount? No. But we have a promotion going on for 30 minutes. That's the discount for right now for the month of January. Can you file for your kids while you have pending if the kids qualify as underage kids, meaning they're unmarried and under the age of 21? Then generally, yes. I have TPS. Can I travel to my home country? As long as you have a valid advance parole. But if you've got like asylum pending, then I will be careful. If you don't have a lawyer, speak with a lawyer just before. Do yourself a favor. If you've got a lawyer before you travel, please, as much as I shout to the heavens that if you're my client, please don't travel without letting me know. If you don't hear back from me, that means you're not going anywhere until you hear back from me. If you've got a lawyer, talk to your lawyer before you travel. If you don't have a lawyer, consult with one before you ever travel out. Please do yourself that favor. Okay. I have a 540-day extension while I'm still waiting on my EAD renewal. I'm just concerned it's taking so long. It's been over a year sending my renewal. Any idea on what I can do to escalate? If you got a basis or expedite, like severe financial hardship, about to lose your job, your employer needs you, you are essential worker, then you can, based on that, you can make an expedited request. All right, let's see. Where can I get info about K1 visa for my Ghanaian fiance? You can consult with us. We'll be glad to share that information with you. Or you can go on USCIS.gov website and I'll put in K1 visa USCIS. Don't go to just about USCIS website. They would have information, but you probably would have questions, and obviously you can't get questions answered by a human online. Well, unless it's an attorney that does tell you whatever. Best thing is just to schedule a consultation with an attorney and have your questions answered. Hello, Miss Amomi. How are you? Happy New Year. Please agree with me in faith that agree with everybody in faith that it shall be well with each and every one of us. Amen. 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 Let's see. You're welcome. Hello, finest Shandy. Shalaf Yalewa. I'm not getting listen to us because this is not funny. think I answered that. Okay, Cherry Longby. Okay. Thanks for today, Missy. Oh, Chef, I'm Benny. Don't tell me you were in the background. Yeah, why keep? Were you in the background? Were you there? Oh, she just told you, but absolutely. She emailed me, but I'll discuss with her. Can the EB2 national interest waiver process be completed in 5 months? The EB2 national interest waiver petition can be completed in 5 months. That's the petition. But whether you can get the green card itself, you're not getting the green card based on not even the marriage based. Then citizen God, that's pushing it. As it happened, yes, I've got cases, about 3-4 cases that happened last year, but I call those unicorn cases. But employment based, you have to, the priority date must be current, meaning there's a visa number available to you at the time you file. And right now, USCIS is backlogged about a year. They're working on cases, national interest waiver cases. For people to become eligible to apply for a green card, you must have filed your case on or before February 15, 2023. That's how backlogged we are. Okay. I will let them know I'm going to give my sister-in-law a I'm telling you, you and I will become best friends. I've never seen, there's some things that it doesn't matter how long you've been away from Nigeria. Like I left Nigeria, it's going to be 22 years this year. I've been living in this country. But please understand, I don't care how good, I can eat American food and all that, but I'll eat Nigerian food first before. Like my mama sent me food from Massachusetts and ships it. Yes, that I will do first. Because my swallow is important. You know that TikTok video where there's something like, count me out of, slim tummy or whatever. Count me out. Count me out. Because my calories till Jesus comes back. There's nothing that's coming between me and my swallow. It's not happening. Not going to thank God that somehow maybe to maintain my weight, but it's not going to happen. So leave it alone. But anyway, okay, what we're going to do is on Tuesday, we will do questions because we have quite a bit of questions. We'll do questions on Tuesday. And so unless something comes up that is urgent, like an immigration policy or something that we need to talk about, but that's what the plan is. But let me leave you guys with this. As we celebrate and rejoice with Miss Pam, one thing I know for sure is, it's good to have people pray for us, pray with us and all that. But at the end of the day, we all have a direct line of communication with God. You don't have to be in some fancy church or fancy mosque, and it's between you and God. We've got a direct line of communication with God. But if no one can pray and pray and pray, you've got to believe within your soul, within your spirit. And so, success and victory starts in the mind. It's one thing to believe and to pray, but it's another thing for you to actually be convinced within your spirit that you would see it come to pass. Doesn't mean for sure it's going to happen. There's no guarantee in life. There's no guarantee about anything. The one guarantee we know is that God never fails. And if it's going to be, just believe, use your direct line with God, end it with knowing that whatever his will says is going to be. And if it's supposed to be your blessing, there's nothing anybody can do to stop that. Congrats once again, Miss Pam. We will rejoice with each and every one of us